Hi, my name is Bartolo. I actually live on the island of Malta, which is just beneath Sicily. And effectively in 2001 I started off a company called 6PM, and 6PM went through a lot of change in terms of its journey. It was a time and material business, then it became a fixed price risk and reward type of business, all the time in software development. And then in 2010 a complete new strategy as a result of the global recession, that we were going to change our direction and we were going to invest in our own IP. I have actually built a vision at the time to actually invest in ICT health, and our vision still is to making health an affordable commodity in the 21st century. As the company kept on growing, and we've seen our revenues grow and our presence in the UK, with the NHS and even other sectors. We had an office in Ireland, an office in Macedonia, an office in Malta, and one in the UK. By that time, we had also listed on the Malta Stock Exchange. But there was a point where the company realized it's actually growing, and you want to get to a point where you want to take it to the next level. And potentially, because we're based in Malta, there were two options: either to actually almost relocate to the UK or actually sell the business and bring it here in the UK. And this is where I actually met Mark Edwards from Document Boss. Mark was introduced to me. Mark came to see us in Malta, and we had a very, very frank conversation where the business was, what the business was trying to achieve, what it was doing. And it was very apparent to me after my conversation with Mark, they used to be called the Document Boss at the time. They are Boss Equity now. And the reality, Mark, said, Ivan, there are some rough edges. It's like a sculpture. If there is the stone, there's always a statue there. All you have to do is remove the rough edges. And Mark effectively identified with me which are those rough edges. And he put me on the right track to say, okay, this is where we need to use the chisel and all the right tools to remove those rough edges. That took about a year, and we got a lot of consultancy and a lot of good advice from Boss Equity. Then we've produced some very, very important deliverables, where basically the business was placed on the market, and then effectively the process started. When the process started, the one thing which really, really impressed me about these people, besides their professionalism and their ability to empathize with our emotions, because our little girl was actually effectively getting to a point of marriage, and we had to leave her hand and let her go. But their perseverance was definitely the most impressive ingredient and the most impressive characteristic that they brought to the whole process. They meant every word they said. We've met a lot of people, we've had options where to keep on dealing with them, but the truth is they held our hand, and we went through the journey really, really well. It took about a year and a half, if I recall very well, because of all the changes that we also had to do as a business. But they were always there, one step at a time, and they never left us alone until the actual signature took place on the dotted line. So going forward, if I ever had to create another business and go through the same experience, Boss Equity will definitely be the other company which I will go to when I'm selling my business. I think they really know what they're doing.